Welcome to my Barrows guide. You need to have completed Desert Treasure, have a decent mage level, and a good amount of time to adjust your setup for this guide. I'll be going over my setup, my inventory, how I kill each brother, the tunnels, the answers to unlock the doors, and the whole kill count situation. Why Barrows? It's really simple, it can be decent money, and it can be pretty fun too. So, this is my setup for Barrows that I use. Now, you don't absolutely have to use this setup. There are definitely other possibilities. But I use a Varax helm just for the little prayer boost that it does give. But, you can use whatever helm you really feel like using, I guess. And then I use a fire cape, but you could use a skill cape or, whatever kind of cape you wish to use. I use an amulet of fury. Now, if you can't afford this, obviously go with a glory or even a strength amulet, whatever. But I definitely recommend investing in a fury if you don't already have one. Now, the bolts are for ranging Ahrim, or however you say his name. I use broad bolts just because they're cheap and they're decent. If you want to go with a more expensive thing, go ahead, go for it, whatever, but these work just fine for me. I use a staff of light. Obviously, you can use other staves if you really want to. Ahrim's top and body. You can use, obviously, Mystic or whatever it's called if you want to. But I go with this. It works good for me. I use a Book of Balance because I'm cheap and I don't want to spend money on the Zammy pages or the Sarah pages or whatever. And the Book of Balance, stats are fine, could care less. Usually I just use a D Defender, that works too, but whatever works for you. I highly recommend Barrows gloves. These are amazing things and you should get them if you don't have them. And if you don't have them, your best RFD gloves or combat brace if you haven't started RFD, or, whatever. D boots are what I use. You can obviously use Infinity boots if you want to, but Dragon boots, they work, they're cheap, good for a quick Barrows run here and there. I wear a wealth. You can use a Ring of Life if you're worried about dying or anything, or a Berserker ring or whatever. But next I will show you my inventory that I bring to Barrows with me. So this is my inventory I bring for Barrows. Now, like I said before, you obviously don't need to use the exact inventory I use. It's just something that I use and that it works for me, so I've been using it lately. I bring Varax in my inventory to go through the tunnels with, because I do kind of take a lot of damage when I'm just in my mage gear down there. And I also use the Varax to melee Carols. And then I bring Black D'hide to range Ahrims or whatever. I could bring Carols if I really wanted to, but I don't really need the extra boost that it would give me. I bring a chaotic rapier, but obviously if you don't have a chaotic, you can use a whip. I'm sure a CLS would work fine too, but definitely don't bring a maul. I've tried it, doesn't work too hot for Barrows. I bring a DDS to spec out Carols with. I can usually get them within the 4 specs pretty easily. But if not, I just switch to rapier and, he's down within 1 more hit. And a rune crossbow, obviously, to range the major with. I bring 5 prey potions. I'm sure I could get away with just bringing 2 or 3, but I just bring 5 because my trips last for a pretty long time without banking at all. I bring a spade, obviously, because you need it. And please don't be one of those people that forget it and ask to borrow someone else's. That's just the most annoying thing ever, so don't do that. If you need one, just go bank again, because no one's gonna let you borrow their spade, I guarantee you. I bring teleport to house tabs because I have the teleport portal thing in my house that teleports you to the pub in Canifis. And if you don't have that, I really recommend you get it. It's well worth it if you do Barrows a lot. I bring sharks. I can get away with just using 4 sharks in a trip, but I like to be safe and I bring more. And for the method I use, you need blood runes, death runes, water runes, and chaos runes. Now, you don't technically need as many as I bring, but I stay long enough where I can burn through half my water runes in one trip. At least I have once before. But that is my inventory. Okay, so first off, I start with killing the major, and I don't normally pray with him because you don't really need to. He doesn't hit that good anyway. But you know, when I have the prayer when I first start out, why not? So you just range him, range him, range him, range him. It always takes me a while to kill him. Not sure why. It just does. Okay, now I'm gonna kill Carol's. He's really simple. Just with the DDS, you spec them out pretty much. I should have mentioned before that when you're in the place with them, they do drain your prayer. I forget by how much, but it's every like 8 to 10 seconds, I'm pretty sure it was. But then I just go up here to Darok, and this is where I start maging. I mage all the Melee brothers, because that's what they're weak to. Just go like this, and I usually can get 4 casts in before I have to move and refreeze them. And I'm just praying because that's what I have left over. Obviously you don't have to pray. But then I just freeze them again, and I finish them off. One more for the home team. And then I'm done there. Then I go to Guthins or Guthins or whatever you want to call them. And I just do the same thing I did to Darok. And then once he's down, I just go directly northwest to Varak. And I do the exact same thing I did to the other 2 meleeers. And then I use the blood spells to heal myself whenever I get hit, like Guthins did. You know, that does happen to time with this method, I'm not going to lie. But with Ancients, you can stay for a really long time. But I killed all of them, which means Torags is going to be my tunnel. So I'll get back to that later, because going through the tunnels will just take way too much time. So I'm not going to really do that part, but I will explain it briefly at the end of the video. So I already killed Torags because he showed up in the tunnel, which does happen. And if it does, don't panic. Just switch gear and you're good to go and just start maging him or ranging or meleeing, whoever it is. But I am at the chest now, and I got a kill count of 4, which means I'll get runes probably. Now, kill count definitely does not determine if you're going to get a Barrows item or not, because I've gotten a Barrows item with 0 kill count, I've gotten one with 1, 10, it doesn't matter. What the kill count does, it determines if you get runes or bolt racks. And I'm pretty sure you need 5 kill count to get bolt racks, which I only have 4, but I don't really want bolt racks anyway. I'd rather have, an actual item. So you just click on the chest, easy as that. And at this point, something probably would have came out, like the Barrows brother you didn't kill yet. But then you just click it again to get your award. Super defense potion dropped because I don't have room in my inventory. But I got coins and a restore potion, which will happen. But then after I'm done with the chest, I make it back to the rope so I don't have to telly out and have to walk all the way back to Barrows and blah blah blah. So I just make it back out, which I'll explain a little bit at the end. It's kind of hard to explain. I'll probably end up putting it in the description because this video is running a little long. But I made it back up to my rope, and then you just go back up the stairs and you're good to go. So in the tunnel, how I know where I am, pretty much, let's say I was in the southeast corner. I know that because there's going to be a long tunnel going north and a long tunnel going west. And I just pretty much remember where I am at all times. And I've done this enough to know where I am at all times. And it gets a lot easier once you start Barrows and get used to it. And you'll figure it out eventually. It's really easy. And finally, the puzzles, they're really self-explanatory, so I'm not really gonna spend too much time talking about them. I'll just let them scroll through, and whatever, and you can write them down and stuff. It took me kind of a while to remember them, so don't feel too bad if it takes you a while too.